Hello, beautiful beings. I hope you're well. I hope you're fantastic. If you're new to my channel, welcome. My name is B. And if you returning, welcome back. So good to have you and your energies. Today I was guided to do a video on cutting umbilical cords. And it specifically said cut umbilical cords with people that don't deserve you. But I guess it's also with energies and souls and spirit, energies and souls that actually don't deserve you. And with that, I think it's those that are not in the frequency. And with that, I know a lot of people, like, oh, not in my frequency. What does that mean? It simply means that, sometimes when you have that gut feeling that says, I don't like this human being. Follow your gut, follow your instinct, and do what it needs to do for you to cut that person and those people off your what should I say? Not radar, but within your I forgot this word. I hope I get it. Um, can I say vicinity for now, or your surroundings, or your your cube? Like your light body, your makaba. So cut those people, but also at the same time, the spirit says is it is very important for you to ensure that your energy does not leak, because a lot of us have a lot of leaking energy that we might not know where it comes from, especially with people that don't reciprocate, especially with people that don't give back, but always take, especially with emotions. You'll have that one friend that's always coming to you and saying, oh, you know what, calls you, oh, you know what, I have this issue. And then first 10 seconds, they're like, how's your family, or how are you? And you're like, you're good. And then the next 2 hours of that phone call, 45 minutes, even if it's 10 minutes, it's all about them. It's all about them. It's all about them. So create boundaries with that. Create boundaries that you enforce. What I used to do is to not answer people's calls, but then I realized, that's not creating boundaries, you know. So whatever works for you. But some people just like being in other people's energies, especially if you like, especially if you've done the work. So you're gonna have a lot of energies that try to come and zap your energy, that see the light and want to just go and be with that light. So that's another thing. If you've been doing the work, if you're on this channel, you've been doing the work. If you've been doing the work, and you've shed off a lot of negative entities and energies within your aura. Thinking your aura. That's the word I was looking for, not vicinity. Then you will attract people that want to be like you. You will attract people that want to take from that light. Just make sure that you create boundaries. You cut those umbilical cords of people who continuously and consistently drain your energy. Literally, literally drain. Where when someone calls you, you're like, oh, so and so is calling me. If you find that you don't have a joy, when there's no joy within you when somebody calls you, or you feel like, oh, they're gonna drain me again, then don't respond. When you're going, for example, even if it's a job, you go to that job and you're like, oh my God, do I have to go in there? Find a new way, find something else. Maybe if you can't have a new job, maybe change your mind, because that job or that place you go to, that's a job, is an entity, so it's either cut the negative relationship you have with your job or change jobs. And if you cannot change jobs, then change your mind about going to this job and see within that job what really bothers you. Sometimes you might find that it's a task that you really hate and you're being asked to do it over and over again. How can you now look at that task in a different light to make sure that your life is not miserable every time you have to go to work? But then what it does, you're cutting off that energy that you give for that task. So, and I know it's a complex, and I know there's a lot of things that we need to cut off in our lives, but if you do the work, you'll know exactly where that icky energy that you have to cut off, that umbilical cord, you have to cut off that cord that's just draining your energy. Because when it drains your energy, what are you left with? Especially when you've done the work and you're not the light. I mean, light is in abundance. Light is in abundance. And sometimes people just come for it. I know I've been through that, where people just come and take. And I used to be like, life and everything is in abundance. But it's like, no, 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 no. It's people who deliberately take from me. Whereas it's different, where there's an exchange, where someone is like, I need the light for XYZ. And then they say, or their soul says, I need the light for XYZ. Gladly exchange their energy. But there are times where people just take from you, literally take from you, you know? Even if it's like, for example, when I say exchange the energy, I will have someone call me and then like literally the conversation would last 1 minute. And in that 1 minute, 20 seconds of that conversation was about how am I doing? And it's an exchange of conversation and laughter. And they'll bring something to me where whatever it is, but you will know those people where it's an exchange now. It's no longer like a thing where they just take and take and take from you. And sometimes I find people who don't have much, they'll give you the most things. So be careful who you put yourself around. Be careful of the people that bring tower moments to you. People that I nearly said something. Said people that hamper, not hamper, like people your thoughts, like affect your thoughts negatively. Where now you were thinking good thoughts and then suddenly you're like, oh, I don't like this. And suddenly you find yourself, your whole energy is altered. Just be careful of those people and be mindful, be aware. I always say, don't just be aware, also do action. But the first step is awareness. Um, Always be aware. And then once you're aware and you know the tools and you research tools on how to be by aware and mindful, I guess, and how what to do, then take the required action. Because there's always had to be a call for action. There's always something that we have to do at the end of the day. Sorry, I'm shuffling cards. So yeah, that's what Spirit said I must come here and say today, that cut the umbilical cords. And I just want to see from a couple of cards that I get that, so Spirit, what is it about this? Oh, I was about to say, what is it about this energy that we have to cut? I got Ten of Swords, and Ten of Swords for me, especially with the card, the deck that I'm reading from, which is by Kim Crans, is that it's the Pocket Tarot, Wild Unknown Pocket Tarot, is that it's dark. Like normally these cards will be black and white, and then there'll be some light in it, but this is dark, and it just shows all these swords. And Ten of Swords, it's that depression. So you've done all the work, you've done all the thinking, you are in your last part, and this person is coming into your energy to take from your energy, to deplete you from your energy, to get you into that state of, I'm not just even saying a person or situation or event, it's depleting you, getting you into that state of, getting you into that state of depression, of, as I said before, when that person calls you, like, oh God, do I have to call them? Now suddenly you have anxiety. Now suddenly you have all these issues that you're having, mental issues, that you have to deal with because of this energy that you don't know what to do with it. Cut that energy. Cut it off in your life. Whichever way you need to cut it off, find ways for you to cut it off. I mean, there are tools. It's either you go in and you look at your subconscious mind and you ask yourself, okay, why do I keep attracting these people? Journal. Why do I keep attracting this person? What is it about this person that I feel I need to be constantly speaking to them, and why do I allow them in my life? And sometimes for me, it was the person I was allowing. I liked who they are. I thought that they had the things that I didn't have, and therefore I've always allowed them in my life. The confidence and everything, being sure of themselves. But what I didn't realize is that there's something that they need from me, but they'll never say to me, "Oh, you're so fantastic with this. You're so fantastic. You nurturing, you all that." They'll just take and take and take from me. So that's when I was like, actually, I do have confidence. I might have issues with fear of being seen, but I do have confidence. When I have to stand up there, I do stand up there, but it takes me a lot of energy to go up there and stand. But eventually I'll stand and I'll have the confidence to speak, and I will have the confidence to say what I need to say, and the power from that solar plexus. So that's what I'm saying. Like, this energy really, really, so Spirit says this energy really, really um, puts you in that state, that depleted state, that negative thought state. And I asked Spirit, sorry, I just took out a card, that, okay, what does one need to do? You need to have that fire within you. When you remove this person from your life, or this energy from these people or this situation, you're going to start having the power that you need in your life. You're going to start, you're going to ignite a lot of passion within you. You're going to see yourself flying and soaring into the sky, like a bird. You're going to be freer when you remove this and you cut this umbilical cord. You're going to find yourself again. You're going to find that inner child within you. I love the inner child. I'm talking about the inner child. You're going to truly find who you are. You're going to truly find what's what you're about and who you are. And the reason, and also we must always remember that some people, we think they're just people. It's a person, but you don't know that person's soul. You don't know that entity's soul, that they bring such negativity within you, that you're thinking, oh no, this is wonderful, this is fantastic, this is not the person, they can never do this to me. But you don't know their soul. You don't know what type of energy that they bring into you, that's the thing that depletes you, especially with the Ten of Swords. That's the thing that depletes you. So you then need to be in control of the situation where you cut this. And I like that it's swords. You cut it with the sword. Cut it so that then you ignite the passion that's within inside of you, so that you ignite, that fire, that burning fire, And I think also igniting the passion has got to do with your solar plexus, right? That fire within you. Um, and this card has a lot of orange. Yeah, so it's sacral, that creative power within you. I also want to mention the sacral part, that creative power within you, and it's rooted and grounded in something. It's rooted and grounded in who you are and what you stand for and what you're about. So that's okay. Spirit says one more message for the people. The last two cards I got, which is the what are these cards? By Rebecca Campbell, which is Work Your Light Oracle cards. The one I got was the Pillar of Light. So you must know that once you ignite this, you're gonna be a pillar of light. And yes, because you've done the work, a lot of people are gonna come to you. So that's why, because you're the pillar of light, you're vibrating. Your vibration is rising. You're gonna get a lot of those people are gonna take from you. But also, once you work with this, that last piece that you have to work with, that last piece where you cut the umbilical cord, you're gonna properly be in control of your vibration. You're going to be in control of who's around you. And you're going to be the true oracle that you are, because you are the oracle. You are the person. I mean, you did the work. You did the work. You are the person that, that everybody is going to look up to, that everybody's going to look us for answers. I mean, we are all oracles in our own right. But I do believe some people have been here so many times. They know what's up. They know, like, okay, we're here to do this. This is what I'm going to do, and I'm going to move forward. And you're one of them. You're one of them that's like, I'm here. I know I need work to do. I'm going to do the work. I'm just going to cut this last piece. This last piece that's putting in this state. It's an irritant, but it's that irritant it's got a big impact in your life. So once you cut out that piece, you're going to vibrate very high, and you are going to be the pillar of light for a lot of people. You're going to hold, the solar flares. With the solar flares, you're going to hold a lot of light and a lot of light codes for the people to go crumbling through. So for your, funny enough, the second card that I put out actually came out. Two cards came out. Was the crumbling? What are you clinging on to? So I guess the most important thing when you do journal about this situation, ask yourself, what are you holding on to? And I think I said it earlier. What are you holding on to? What are you holding on to this energy that maybe probably defines who you are? You think it defines you, but it doesn't define you. I've been in that situation where I had to lose everything, myself and everything. But I had parts of me that remained, and still with the parts that remained, I didn't define myself eventually with that. I just became B, and that's it. A letter. So with that, thank you for being here. Thank you for coming. Please like, subscribe, or share. I hope this really had an impact on you. And we'll see you next time. Thank you so much. Always remember, be bold, be you, be fantastic. Oh, it's be beautiful. And in my head, I'd be creative. I guess be creative. Or once you cut the umbilical cord, you'll see the power within you that makes you become a creative person. So please do take care. See you next time. Bye.